What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Check out that view. I wanted to get just a little view before we hit the Robin Williams Tunnel. Check out all that green. We're on Highway 1 by Sausalito. We're approaching the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's a beautiful day today. It's sunny. It's Saturday, but today's topic is what we're going to be talking today about is average people driving above average cars. And yeah, so I personally have never owned a brand new vehicle. I don't know what it's like. I've driven a brand new vehicle, which is different. But to actually finance and own a brand new vehicle, check out that mansion up there. I love driving on this freeway. The fog, look at that fog, man. So yeah, I've never. Do I want to drive a Mercedes? Do I want to have these above average cars? Do we all want to like this? Like, check out that Range Rover. Man, look at that bridge. Check that out, that fog. Look at the bridge, look nice. Anyway, so yeah, above average cars, regular people, average people driving above average cars. And if there's anything that damages you financially, long-term wise, is not having the ability to say no to things. And one of those things is, check that out, man. I'm trying to start this conversation, but that's a beautiful view today. You guys see why I like driving on this bridge? I could take the other bridge into the city, which is the Bay Bridge, but nothing beats driving on the Golden Gate. Look at that. Into the city. And we got a marathon or bikers or something going on. Check that out. Keep that out. Anyway, so, alright. I get to see a lot of this firsthand because, you know, I'm coming in from Marin, right? Marin County. And a lot of these people are really, really loaded. I'm talking about they have generational wealth. And these people a lot of these people can't afford these vehicles. And then you see regular, average Joes trying to keep up with them. And it's like, you guys are never going to be able to keep up with these kind of people because, number one, let's say you do want to, let's say you do have money. You don't have the kind of money these people have. These people literally have money to do renovations on their homes all year, or just, yeah, do renovations on their homes all year long. They're high net worth individuals. What's going on? Something happened. Anyway, so, and I see this with my peers. I see this with people I grew up with. I see this with individuals I, you know, just encounter on a daily basis where they'll get a BMW, they'll get a Mercedes, they'll get it doesn't matter what you know, doesn't matter what they get. They'll get themselves a car note, and then struggle financially. Like right now, we're going through inflation, lots of job losses. You know, if you've been seeing the headlines, Salesforce just cut 20% of their staff out here in the city, and shit, I don't even know where I'm going with this. You know, I'm brand new to this, but oh shit. But what I'm saying is that through all these years, right? What I noticed out of everyone that I know, everyone that I've come in contact with, most people don't can't afford a car note. Most people can't afford like if they was to lose their job, they wouldn't be able to keep paying off that car. I have a friend, right, who recently lost his job, and he's been struggling, and you know, he's got to pay rent, you got to pay your car note, like that in itself. Like for instance, right, every week I religiously invest, regardless of what's going on. Sometimes I'm left with nothing, and I've been doing this for years, right, where I invest not because it's cool to invest. I invest because I've come to realize that if I want to have a decent life, when I'm older, right, if I want to have options, if I want to not struggle, as a lot of these people do struggle, there's certain things that we have to take care of. Or there's certain things that you have to do as an individual that the masses aren't doing, and one of those things is avoiding the car note. We're in the Presidio right now. I wanted to take a different route just to show you guys what kind of wealth is out here. These people can actually afford these cars. But anyways, so I know and I'll bring you guys another example. I know I got a friend, right, who well, he's not a friend, he's just an acquaintance. Used to be a friend. And he don't mind the noise. Ever since out of high school, this kid has had a car note. And I'm in my mid-30s, right? Fresh out of high school, he had like a truck. I forgot what it was. Then he got himself a Tesla. Then he got himself an Audi SUV. Then he got himself some other shit. And now he's driving around in a Bronco. And this guy doesn't own a house. He doesn't own property. He rents. He's living at the same, I guess, neighborhood where he grew up. And the dude, how do I say this? His income isn't, I would say, low income. I would say he's in the six figures, but the amount of cars this dude has purchased throughout his life, he could have bought a property by now. He could have invested in the business. He could have invested into the stock market. He could have invested into the retirement account. And I understand why some people buy new cars, because they don't know when the car is going to break down, if it's, maintenance issues, all that crap, right? But if you're a young man in your 20s, or your 30s, or even in your 40s, by your 40s, I would say that's more acceptable, right? But if you're just fresh out of high school, what the fuck are you doing? Most of us who come out fresh out of high school, we're poor. We don't have that kind of money. And throwing away $500 every month on a car note is probably the worst shit somebody could do. And back to what I was saying about my peer groups, right? I drive an old car. It's not sexy. It's not, pretty much it's a Toyota, right? And every motherfucker that I've come across in my life that I know that's had a car payment has always had financial issues. I mean, look at the stats. They say 70% of Americans, if they had a $400 emergency cash, if they needed $400 cash right now, they don't have it like that. And I want to thank my father too, because he instilled that shit into us, into my brother and I, where it's like, you're better off having money in your pocket than fucking driving around in fancy clothes and a nice ride. And I remember growing up, everyone and family members thought my father was poor, right? Well, everybody had the nice house, the fucking what's that shit called? The nice cars. And now that our family members are just acquaintances, now that my father's older, it's actually the other way around, right? Where a lot of these people who had their car notes, had to have the nice ride, had to have the McMahon, just all the material things, are broke now. They're struggling. And motherfuckers ain't paying attention. And it's something that helps me sleep at night. You know, some people just gotta have the nice ride. I personally don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but I don't. But it's like, if you can't afford it, why the fuck are you gonna enslave yourself? Because that's what you're doing. You're enslaving yourself to somebody else for a depreciating asset. It's not even an asset, for a depreciating that liability. And yeah. So, and I talk about these things because I have children, right? And I don't know if I'm not gonna be here, and I want them to know certain things about me, where it's like, if you want to do things right, not struggle in life, not have setbacks, when it's financial setbacks, there's certain things you do and you don't do. I knew a motherfucker, and when I talk about car payments, I'm meaning, or just above average cars or whatever, I'm meaning people who live in an above average lifestyle. I knew a motherfucker who bought a Fit. He had the sweats, this hoodie with the matching shoes on credit. And that's when I knew we were all fucked. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers, these people will finance anything. There's nothing wrong with finance, and if you know what you're doing with capital, and you want to finance certain things because it makes more sense to finance and tax-wise, and then, but the odds are that you guys are aware of how to do this shit. You guys are probably aren't savvy enough to do something like that, but who am I to fucking, right? Anyways, I'm just talking a whole bunch of shit. Don't drive a new car. Don't try to and especially, man, we get these fucking stupid cars to try to impress the opposite sex, and that shit don't work. Girls don't give a fuck about what kind of car you got. I know this for a fact. I mean, they do, but they don't. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Don't buy stupid cars. Don't buy, yeah. Peace.